Hello guys, this is K&K from ALLPLAYZZ. Today we're gonna introduce you to Gundam. It's a brand new TCG from Bandai. First we're gonna show you each type of card that you use in a game of Gundam. If you wanna take it away.
Starts, we have the resources, 10 of them. We're gonna use that to play out our cards, some tokens, our base, the basic base. We got the units. The resources are shown here, how many we need to cost. Our bases, more advanced bases, more advanced units, and our pilots that can pilot the respective Gundams, and the commands that are basically spells.
One thing to notice is that some commands can also be pilots, but you choose either to use the command effect or just to use the pilot for the extra stats, which you're gonna get into a bit later on. When you start a game of Gundam, first you have your deck here, which it's 50 cards, and then you have your resource, which you get one resource every turn. It's very common with Bandai games, and then whoever goes second gets the X resource, which can only be used once. And in case you have played Dragon Ball before, it has a very similar mechanic to this. You can also have as many tokens as you want in the deck, the ones that you need, of course, similar to Magic. Every player draws 5 cards in the beginning of the game. Before looking at the cards, we decide who goes first. So I'm going second. I get the X resource here. You see if you want to mulligan or not. If you do want to mulligan, then you take the 5 cards, you put them at the bottom of the deck, you draw 5 again, and then you shuffle your deck. This is to prevent you from drawing the same 5 cards again, which is a very nice innovation in my opinion. Once you draw your hand, you always take the first 6 cards in the deck, and this is gonna be your life. This is very similar to Dragon Ball and One Piece. Your life is gonna be protected by your EX base in the beginning of the game, but you can also play your base cards that you have in the deck to protect your life even more. When you take a damage, the life goes to the trash unless you get something like this, which is a burst effect, and then you do what the burst effect tells you to do. If it's a base, usually you play the base for free. If it's a pilot, you add him to your hand. Otherwise, like I said, every card goes to the trash.
At the beginning of the turn, I'll draw a card and get 1 resource. And the interesting thing about this is it has levels and a cost. The number of resources represents the level, and the cost is how many resources you have to pay to actually play the card. For now I don't have anything to play, so I'll pass the turn.
I draw for my turn, and because I get a resource and because I have the EX resource, that means my level goes automatically to 2.
And then once you use it, it will go back down.
Yes, once you use
by 1.
Once you use your EX resource, then you cannot use it anymore. But there are cards in this game that let you get the EX resource back, and they generally let you ramp. I don't have anything to play right now, so I end my turn again.
Draw for turn, get a resource. Now I do have a card that I can use. It's a level 2, costs 2, so I can just tap 2 of my resources and play out this card. It's just a 3/2 unit. Like in most games, you cannot attack on the first turn that you play the card. I'll pass my turn.
I draw for my turn, I get 1 more resource, and now I can tap 2 of my resources to play Gun Tank. You can see it says level 3, but the cost is 2. I am on level 3 because of the EX resource, and I can play this The deploy effect is something that activates when you play the card, and it lets me rest one of my opponent's cards.
One thing that I didn't say is active cards cannot be attacked into only when they are tapped like this. Then they can be attacked with other units.
Yes, you can only attack rested units, much like every other Bandai game out there, which is a very common thing. I played my unit, I did its effect, and now I'm passing to my opponent.
I refresh everything, get one energy, and they draw. Now we're gonna look at some interactions that we can do on the board. So I can attack into his unit, which is mine is a 3-2, attacks into a 2-3. Basically they exchange damage and they both attack simultaneously. So it's attack power and the health of the unit, and we just compare the attack power against the health 3 into 3 and a 2 into a 2, meaning that both of our characters would be destroyed.
Yes.
Another interaction that we have is this right here. It's a 3-4. It has breach 3, meaning that if this unit attacks and destroys a opponent's unit, it will also deal 3 damage to the enemy base.
Or take 1 life, if there is no base.
Let's say if I wanted to destroy this unit, I would play my command, which allows me to do 2 damage to any chosen unit.
This takes 2 damage.
This one would take 2 damage, yes, and then I could attack into it with a 3 into his remaining 2 life, meaning that it would get destroyed.
But my unit, which has 3 attack power, deals
3 damage back to him. And because of the effect, the unit was destroyed, and the effect allows us that once a unit is destroyed, it deals 3 damage to the base. Another thing that we can do is we can attach respective pilots to the Gundams. I have here a Strike Gundam, which is piloted by Kira Yamato, as says here in the link section here. If I play out Kira, I would attach it to the Gundam. He jumps in, he then pilots it himself, and the Gundam gets additional bonuses. It says here +2 and +1 to his attack and to his health. And it also has an additional effect that when this unit attacks, it can choose an enemy unit and it gets -2 attack power for this battle. Right now we can't attack into anything because this is active, so I can't. They also get, once they're attached with a pilot, they also get rush, meaning that they can attack right away. Now I can attack with Strike Gundam directly to his life points.
And because I got a base which has burst, I play this card immediately. Every base tells you once it is deployed, you take 1 of your life cards to your hand, which is extra resources. One thing to note is that any pilot can be attached to any unit, but some units need specific pilots to get their effects, and
It says here in the link.
some units have their link pilots, which that's the only way to get to attack on their first turn, and they get some get extra link effects. My opponent is on 2 life, which means once the 2 last life cards are gone, you only need to attack once more to finish the game. I have 3 attacks right now, but I have all of my Dawn active. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna attack with the smallest unit first, in case my opponent gets a base from their life. I'm gonna attack with gun tank first. My opponent has a blocker, which you can choose to block the attacks.
In this case, I think I'll let attack through, as it's a 4 power blockers. Maybe it can help get rid of something stronger. Take the life and it goes to the trash.
And I will attack once again.
Now it might be a good idea to block it, as we can get rid of the unit as it has 4 health, we have 4 power. So I will try and block the attack. I guess both
Both die,
to try and survive one more time.
I'm going to attack the last life with my tail geese.
We don't have any blockers, anything like that, so there's no other choice but to take the life.
And with my active resource, I'm gonna pay 4 to play Wing Gundam, and then another one to equip the Link Pilot to the unit, which is Hiro Yui. My unit gets rushed, which means it can attack immediately, and that ends the game because there is no more life left.
That is game.
That is the game. I hope you learned something from the video. If you have any questions, leave a comment and get into the game. It's really fun.
Yes.
See ya.